Today, we are going to talk about a science fiction film called Inuyashiki. Be ready, as there are some spoilers ahead. Ichiro is a middle-class man who buys a new house for his family, but they do not appreciate his efforts and complain that it is smaller than the nearby houses. To celebrate, he brings sushi for his family, but they refuse to eat takeout and instead go to a restaurant without him. Ichiro is left with no choice but to spend the celebration alone at work. At his workplace, his boss criticizes his new project, which involves selling energy drinks and is causing major losses for the company. Ichiro publicly apologizes while his manager shouts at him in front of his coworkers. After a difficult day, he returns home and witnesses a thug robbing a man who looks just like him. Out of fear, Ichiro turns away, but his daughter sees this and calls him a coward. Later, while sitting outside his house, Ichiro finds a stray dog that has been abandoned by her owner. The dog approaches him and he learns her name is Hanako, instantly feeling a connection with her. When his wife sees him with the dog, she immediately tells him to get rid of it. She then hands him a medical report, saying he needs further testing. At the hospital, Ichiro receives devastating news. The doctor tells him that he has stage 4 cancer and only about 3 months to live. He tries to call his wife to share the news, but she ignores him. He also calls his daughter, but she does not answer either. During dinner, Ichiro attempts to tell his family about his condition, but they are too self-absorbed and continue blaming him for everything. His wife again demands that he get rid of the dog, ignoring the pain in his eyes. Ichiro takes Hanako out into the streets and wonders if his family will even cry for him after hearing the truth. He apologizes to Hanako and tries to leave her behind, but she keeps following him everywhere. Unable to abandon his loyal companion, Ichiro realizes that Hanako may be the only one who truly cares about him. He apologizes deeply for even trying to leave her. At a park, Ichiro notices another man named Hiro sitting nearby, lost in thought. Suddenly, both of them look up and see a bright light rushing toward them. An object crashes into them at incredible speed, and Ichiro loses consciousness as a strange presence surrounds him, while Hanako barks loudly. The next morning, Ichiro wakes up and finds Hanako beside him. To his surprise, his vision has become perfect, even without his glasses. He returns home for breakfast, but realizes he cannot taste the food, and feels an unusual thirst even after drinking water. When he goes to his room, he notices smoke coming out of his left hand. His hand suddenly transforms into a large rifle and fires, destroying what appears to be the soup he drank earlier. Soon, his entire body begins to change, opening up and revealing mechanical parts beneath his skin. Ichiro somehow manages to pull himself back together just as his wife walks into the room. Meanwhile, it is revealed that Ichiro's daughter Mari studies in the same class as Hiro, the man from the previous night. Hiro visits his friend Chako and decides to show him the powers he gained from the strange encounter. He demonstrates this by shooting a bird from a distance using only his fingers. Hiro then takes Chako to an underground parking area, where he shows his ability to control cars with his mind. He also reveals the mechanical structure hidden beneath his body. At the same time, Ichiro leaves work and notices an injured pigeon on the ground. Feeling compassion, he gently picks it up and, surprisingly, heals it completely, allowing it to fly again. Soon after, he hears another cry of pain from far away and rushes to a hospital. There, he finds a young boy who is close to dying from a serious illness. Ichiro places his hand on the boy and successfully restores his health. Seeing the boy reunite with his mother fills Ichiro with a sense of happiness, knowing he has saved a life. On the other side, Hiro takes his friend to confront a group of bullies. He demands that they apologize and return the money they took. Hiro grabs one of them and painfully forces him to comply. He then points his finger at the bully, ready to kill him, but Chako stops him just in time, saying that it is enough. This act of courage catches the attention of a girl named Shion, who later confesses her feelings to Hiro in the hallway. Hiro thanks her for her kind words and walks away with a smile. It is revealed that Hiro's mother is divorced because his father left her for another woman. Despite the betrayal, she still cares for Hiro and encourages him to spend time with his father. Hiro visits his father's house and joins them for dinner. However, their happiness only fills him with anger, as he believes it was taken away from his mother. While playing with his half-brother, Hiro points his finger at his family and hesitates to pull the trigger. In the end, he stops, realizing that he still cares for his father despite everything. Hiro later walks home alone and hears the joyful sounds of families nearby. Overcome with dark emotions, he breaks into a house and mercilessly shoots everyone inside. Ichiro, after saving more people at the hospital, hears about the incident and rushes to the scene. There, he finds a young girl with a fatal gunshot wound. He tries to save her using his power, but realizes that it only works on living beings. As he moves further inside, he sees Hiro standing among the dead bodies. Ichiro recognizes him as the man from the park. Before he can say anything, Hiro attacks him and sends him flying across the room. He recovers without any injuries and rushes out of the house, only to see Hiro flying away into the distance. Chako later meets Hiro and begins to suspect that his friend is responsible for the murders from the previous night, as all the victims victims died from gunshot wounds without any bullets. Hiro admits that he killed the family, but tries to justify his actions by claiming that he is now like a god. He argues that people die every day, and there is no reason to feel sorry for strangers they do not even know. Chako refuses to accept this reasoning and steps back in fear. He tells Hiro that they can no longer be friends and runs away from him. Hiro returns home to his mother, where he receives shocking news. She tells him that he will have to live with his father from now on. She reveals that she has incurable cancer and does not have much time left. Hiro hugs his mother and breaks down in tears, promising that he will not let her die. Meanwhile, Ichiro returns home and tells his family that he has been demoted at work. His wife begins to shout at him, worrying about their financial situation and the house mortgage. His daughter also becomes angry, blaming him for his failures. Ichiro feels helpless and begins to question his ability to protect his own family. He even doubts whether he can stop the killings and help others. At that moment, he hears Chako's voice, wishing that someone could stop his friend from harming more people. This makes Ichiro realize that he must stop doubting himself. He decides to use his powers to stop Hiro and protect innocent lives. Ichiro transforms into his mechanical form and flies into the sky, carrying Hanako with him. He arrives at the park and meets Chako, and the two discuss the strange events that occurred that night. Chako believes that aliens may have rebuilt both Ichiro and Hiro, giving them identical abilities. He decides to help train Ichiro based on what he has seen Hiro do. They go to a junkyard, where Ichiro attempts to shoot a tin can using his hand. However, it becomes clear that he still has a long way to go before he can match Hiro's strength. Meanwhile, Hiro takes his mother to the doctor and discovers that her cancer has completely disappeared. It is likely that Hiro unknowingly healed her using his powers. They return home together, and Hiro encourages his mother to enjoy life and travel. He promises to make her happy after everything she has been through. However, their happiness is short-lived when police officers arrive at their home to question Hiro about the murders. Hiro immediately runs away while his mother calls out to him in panic. He easily overpowers the officers, throwing them aside and escaping into a parking area. Using his abilities, he kills several officers while others shoot at him, but their attacks have no effect. Hiro then leaps from the stairway and flies away from the scene. News of his escape spreads rapidly, and Hiro becomes a wanted fugitive with nowhere to hide. Eventually, he meets Cheyenne, who decides to help him despite knowing the danger surrounding him. It is revealed that Cheyenne lives with her grandmother, who is the only family she has left. Her parents passed away from illness years ago, and she fears that she may not live a long life either. Meanwhile, Ichiro finally starts making progress in his training, but he becomes exhausted quickly from the effort. He begins to feel extremely thirsty again and drinks an energy drink from his company. Chako suggests that water might be essential for fueling their bodies, as they become very thirsty after using their abilities. Soon, Ichiro feels pain in his body and releases the liquid forcefully, just like he did earlier with the soup. Chako realizes that the sodium content in the drink may be causing his body to malfunction. He suggests that this weakness could be useful against Hiro in the future. Later that night, Hiro watches the news about his mother. He sees that people are blaming her for his actions. She repeatedly apologizes on television, but no one shows her any sympathy. Hiro breaks down in tears, realizing that the consequences of his actions are hurting the person he loves the most. The news soon reports that his mother has been found dead in her apartment. It appears that she took her own life after being overwhelmed by public pressure. Hiro is left in complete shock. As he scrolls through online comments, he sees people insulting his mother. Overcome with rage, Hiro uses his powers to hack into their devices. He begins attacking them through their screens, causing deaths across the country as people collapse while using their devices. Cheyenne notices that Hiro cannot sleep and tries to comfort him. Hiro confesses that he is responsible for killing those people. He transforms in front of her, hoping to scare her away, but she refuses to believe that he is a killer. Hiro takes her outside and lifts her into the sky, asking if she is afraid of him. Cheyenne replies that the only thing she fears is losing him. Hiro realizes that she is the only person who still cares about him. He promises to protect her and stay by her side. That night, Hiro is finally able to sleep peacefully. Cheyenne smiles, saying that he is still human deep down. However, as she walks into the kitchen, she senses something unusual. When she turns around, she finds a group of soldiers aiming their weapons at her. Hiro reacts instantly and rushes to protect her. As the soldiers open fire, he shields her and retaliates with overwhelming force, eliminating all of them. When everything becomes quiet, Hiro notices that Cheyenne has already been fatally wounded. She lies motionless with multiple gunshots. Hiro breaks down in grief over her death. Consumed by anger, he decides to take revenge on the entire country. Hiro later sees news reports about the recent attacks and warns his family to turn off their phones. However, they ignore his warning and continue with their daily routine. Meanwhile, Mari meets up with her friends. They climb to the top of a high-rise building to enjoy the view. Hiro begins broadcasting himself across every network, announcing his plan to destroy the country in order to avenge his family. At first, no one takes him seriously. However, people quickly panic when he starts attacking, and individuals begin collapsing everywhere. Chaos spreads as everyone tries to escape, but there is nowhere to hide from his attacks. Ichiro manages to interrupt the broadcast signal, and Chako urges people to throw away their phones to avoid being targeted. With no easy way to reach people through devices directly, he launches multiple missiles into the city, causing massive explosions. Ichiro confronts Hiro and tries to reason with him, asking him to stop. However, Hiro refuses to listen and begins chasing Ichiro through the sky. They fly between buildings as Hiro closely pursues him. Hiro fires a barrage of missiles, but Ichiro narrowly avoids them as explosions erupt behind him. They rush through an underground tunnel, where Ichiro barely avoids colliding with oncoming traffic. As they move closer to Mari, Ichiro hears her calling for help after her building is struck by a missile. He immediately rushes toward her, but Hiro attacks him from behind. The impact disrupts Ichiro's flight system, causing him to crash into the side of a building. Ichiro tries to fight back, but Hiro dodges his attacks and sends him crashing through the structure. They collide with a helicopter, which crashes and explodes on impact. Both of them land on a rooftop where Ichiro once again pleads with Hiro to stop. Hiro takes out a bottle of water to recharge himself, but Ichiro destroys it. Enraged, Hiro attacks him and grabs another bottle, quickly consuming it before continuing his assault. He fires more missiles, sending Ichiro flying high into the sky. Hiro chases him further into the atmosphere and continues launching attacks. The explosions push Ichiro all the way into outer space. Hiro catches up, strikes him, and prepares to finish the battle with a final move. However, something unexpected happens. Instead of firing missiles, Hiro releases the liquid he drank earlier, which turns out to be harmful to his system. His body begins to malfunction, leaving him vulnerable. Seizing the opportunity, Ichiro transforms his arm into a rifle and fires multiple shots at Hiro. The blasts send Hiro falling back toward Earth. Ichiro quickly returns to the building where his daughter is. He finds Mari lying motionless on the ground. Desperate, he uses his power to revive her and manages to restore her breathing. They embrace each other as tears stream down his face. Suddenly, Ichiro is struck from the side and thrown into a wall. Hiro has survived the fall and returns to continue the fight. Realizing that Mari is Ichiro's daughter, Hiro targets her and shoots her in the stomach. Ichiro tries to protect her, but Hiro overwhelms him. He throws Ichiro around mercilessly and continues attacking him in front of his daughter. Hiro grabs Mari and drags her to the edge of the building. He wants Ichiro to feel the same pain and despair that he carries inside. Without hesitation, he throws her off the building. Seeing his daughter in danger, he crashes into him with full force and manages to tear off his arm. Without wasting a second, Ichiro dives downward after his falling daughter. As Mari continues to fall, Ichiro reaches out and catches her just moments before she hits the ground. He uses his power to heal her, and she slowly regains consciousness. Mari realizes that her father is not weak but a true hero. She watches as Ichiro flies away again, determined to save as many people as possible. Later, the government announces that Hiro is presumed dead. However, no body is recovered and only fragments of an unknown mechanical material are found at the scene. Life appears to return to normal as Ichiro sits with his family at the dinner table. This time, things feel different. His daughter now looks at him with respect, finally understanding his true strength. Meanwhile, Chako returns home and is shocked to find Hiro still alive, though badly injured and missing an arm. Despite everything, he feels relieved that his friend survived. He invites Hiro to stay and even offers to play a new video game together. However, when Chako turns back, Hiro is gone. He chooses to leave, knowing that staying would only put his friend in danger. So, what do you think about this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.